All right, so it's another great way to welcome you to this edition of the program Inside Liberia. Here on Focus on Liberia, we live and direct here from the Liberian capital, Monrovia. Specifically, we are on the Old Road where our office is located. Of course, all the time I informed you that the Focus on Liberia office is on the Old Road. That is in the Kio vicinity. It's right down the road. If you're driving from up the main street, the main road, the main route that leads to the old road to Joba Market, just branch on your left, and of course that is from town. When you're coming from Southern Monrovia, just branch on your left, you will get to the Kio area, and you will see our office. The Focus on Liberia office is there with our banner placed on the wall. But it's great to welcome you to this edition of the show. My name is Prince Moba. This is the US-based online television. We're here in our headquarters is in Monroe. It's in the US state of Atlanta, Georgia. We bring you information worth listening to. So in tonight's edition of the show, we're going to be looking at the speaker and deputy speakership elections that is not discussed here in Liberia. This is Liberia's think, and we discuss Liberia's way. You know, our law provides that we go to elections every 6 years, and after those time, the leadership of the legislature has to change from the pro-temporary level to the legislative level. And so, having done that for these going elections, we had 6 years of the speaker term for Buffer Chambers when he was elected in 2018. And so this time around, there will be another election that will go on at the House of Representatives and the Senate. But the House of Representatives is the first body of the legislature that will conduct its own election, because the speaker has to be sitting when the president is inaugurated and when the president speaks. So the law also provides that the legislature reconvenes its session, on the second working Monday of every year. So at first, when the law was not revised, the legislature used to adjourn the session in August. But the law now is revised. They can adjourn by December because of the budget that should be debated. The budget year has changed from June to July. After the fiscal year, it's now a whole calendar year now. For December to January, each year is a budget year. So currently, the budget should be before the legislature. But the executive is still asking that, look, give him more time to submit a budget to you, because we have some hitches along the way, mainly due to the elections process. So let's go to the legislature when it comes to the speaker and deputy speaker position. Currently, the names that we can discuss on our various media platform, on social media, in the bailiwick of the legislature, that is the corridor of the legislature, or in Liberia, and outside of Liberia, we have few names that are propping up to be speaker and deputy speaker. But to discuss this issue tonight, we have contacted one of our colleagues who is in the media, Mr. Darius Zina, who formerly reported for ELBC. He reported for the lower house, the House of Representatives. He is now at MICAT, but he's still a journalist, and he's a veteran for the legislature. He reported for that place for some time. So we have contacted him. We're going to be joining him later on the line to just weigh in on his thought on the issue. Who you think should be a deputy speaker and a speaker proper, and why you think those names that have been highlighted, which one of them should be, and why you think that should be. But like I said, the House of Representatives comprises of 73 members, and those 73 members will elect one of their colleagues. Normally they call that one one a month equals, right? That's the kind of name they call the person, the one a month equals. It means We all are equal representatives, but we say, look, you are the preferred person, you have to be our speaker. And that speaker is charged, he or she is charged with the responsibility to conduct the day-to-day activity of the legislature. He presides over the legislative, the House of Representatives session and allows communication proffered by colleagues to be placed within the agenda. He or she presides over the joint legislative assembly where the Senate and the House will meet in a joint session. The Speaker presides. He or she presides when the President is being inaugurated. He or she presides when the President delivers the State of the Nation address to the legislature. So those are the work, or those are the responsibility of the Speaker. So now with this discussion, we have basically three names for the Speaker position. We have current Deputy Speaker, Councillor J. Fonati Kofa, who is a lawmaker elect from the CDC. He comes from the opposition. He is contesting to become Speaker. We have Mr. Musa Hassan Belete, a former president of the Liberian Football Association, who contested on the fashion of the Liberia Party ticket that he has. And then the CPP, on the CPP ticket rather, because that fashion of the Liberia Party supported the CPP. So he contested the CPP, he contested on the CPP ticket in Nimakande District number 7. He won the election, so he is a representative elect. He's a new representative as a matter of fact. Then we have Reche Nangwe Kung of the Unity Party, the current party that is elected, that will be sworn in the office on January 22nd. As a matter of fact, the law also provides that the president is inaugurated a week after the legislature resume or OBC session. But because the New Year Day, this coming holiday, the New Year holiday will be on the first Monday, the first working Monday of January, which will be the 1st of January, so that they will be shaping into the timing, because that first Monday obviously going to be a holiday, so it's not going to be considered as a working day. So let that be clear. No. So we have J. Fonade Kofa, we have Musa Hassan Belete, we have J. Richard Nangwe. Richard Kung comes from the ruling party, the United Party. And we have told that he's getting the blessing of the party and the party's standard barrier, and the president-elect, Joseph Boakai, say, this is a man I'm well pleased with, this is a man I have trust in him. Rachel Kung go and become speaker. So the race, basically, in my opinion, is between the two names I'm hearing. That is Rachel Kung, Fonade Kofa. Dara's going to be weighing in to tell us what he thinks. And we also going to be making sense between the two. Now let's come to the Deputy Speaker position. Deputy Speaker. We have few names as well. Deputy Speaker, because of course, Representative Samuel Koga of District number 5 early on expressed interest of becoming Speaker, but currently he has settled down of becoming Deputy Speaker to Richard Nangwe Kung, because he is not a member of the Unity Party though, but he supported the Unity Party. He even suspended his membership from his party, the People's Unification Party, that endorsed the CDC during the 2023 elections. So Koga, being the chairman of that party, was compelled to suspend his membership and then supported the Unity Party. His membership is still being suspended. Later, he has not written the party by saying, oh, I have come back as chairman proper. So he's still being suspended. His membership is still being suspended with the PUP. So he is vying to become Deputy Speaker for the House of Representatives. We also heard of Honorable Mama Briggs Mensah of Bonkane District number 6, a female who is also vying to become a Deputy Speaker. We heard of Thomas Fowler, current chair on Ways, Peace and Finance, member of the Coalition for Democratic Change, and also representative-elect of Lofa District number 1. We also heard of Reverend Samuel Anders of Moswari District number 6. Also, he's a current representative-elect. Now, this is a pair. The only pair here is Richard Kung versus Fonade Kofa. Sorry. The pair now, that is Deputy Speaker and Speaker Proper. You have Rachel Kuhn and Samuel Koga. That is a pair that we see from the Unity Party side. It is clear, it is evidence the Unity Party has told Liberians, and then they told members of the legislature that look, the two persons putting forth to become Speaker and Deputy Speaker for the, as per the president's wish, we're talking about Richard Namwekung of District number 11 from Mosquito County and Samuel G. Koka of District number 5 from Nima County. Now, the other pair we're looking at is Funade Kofa has two names that have announced to go with him as deputy. Thomas Fowler, who comes from the CDC, and Reverend Samuel Enders, who contested as an independent candidate. Now, here's a discussion point. How do you look at the pair? Rachel Kuhn, Samuel Koka. Can we have a balanced legislature? Can we have the House of Representatives that we cry for over the years? That many of us have said, oh, the leadership of the House of Representatives don't much. We want more. We want more open legislature. What do you make of them? We also have Thomas Fowler, Reverend Samuel Enders, and with J. Funade Kofa sitting on the top as Speaker Proper. What do you make of them? Honorable Mambris Messiah also there. Who do you think she can go with? Is she just qualified enough she could be Deputy Speaker of any one of them? Before we do that, let's see if we can reach our colleague, Dara Zina, that we contacted, so that he can also weigh in on this issue, on this topic tonight, so that we can make sense of them. Again, my name is Prince Moba. This is a Focus on Liberia inside Liberia. Like I said, tonight's edition of the show, we're going to pay attention to the current debate at the House of Representatives or in Liberia when it comes to the Speaker and Deputy Speaker elections. So we're trying to reach our colleague, Dara Zina, who has also covered the legislature for so many years, even though he doesn't cover the legislature now, but he reported, even he was a legislative bureau chief for the state radio ELBC at the time when I took assignment there in 2013. Dara was already there as a brand. I actually started reporting from the legislature in 2013. So I know the legislature very well. I know how legislative politics play there when it comes to speaker elections and deputy speaker elections, how committee heads are appointed. But with the 54th legislature, honestly speaking to you, we saw a kind of different trend of the legislature. But now we've come to another segment of another batch of legislators. They will be called the 55th legislature. The 55th legislature will need a speaker, deputy speaker, you need chair on ways, means and finance, chair on executive, judiciary, foreign affairs, and you need the rest. Having said that, Darius has joined us via the telephone. We're going to be speaking to Darius very shortly. Darius, how you doing? My name is Prince. How you doing, Darius?
I'm okay, Prince. I'm okay. Thank you for the invite.
Great. You are live across the globe on Focus on Liberia online TV. I'm right here in our Liberian studio or office somewhere around the old room. But just tell us, where are we speaking to you from?
Well, I just got home and just from work I came home. I'm home.
Okay, you are home. Great. Darius, tell the people a little bit about yourself. People follow you across the world. People can follow Focus on Liberia, a lot. Who is this Darius Zina?
Darius Zina is a Nigerian journalist. Graduated from the University of Liberia for BA degree in mass communication. And following my master's in other journalistic training, worked with the Liberia State Broadcaster EFBC for a couple of years, and now I work with the Ministry of Information. That's just a short of a Darius.
Great. Thanks for joining us once more. So let's get into business. You covered the legislature for so many years. For the record, how many times have you witnessed or covered speaker elections at the legislature? How many times, for the record?
Well, if you say three times, 3 or 4 times. if my memory will set me right.
Okay.
Partially covered the election of the Speaker of Alex Tyler.
Yes.
Former Speaker Alex Tyler.
Mm-hmm.
And then witnessed the fight. And then came to Emmanuel Nukwe.
Yeah.
After the fight. And then to Speaker Bobby Chambers.
Great. But then I was there during the Alex Tyler fight and the Bobby Chambers election. I was there. Great. Okay, so let's get to the topic. I mean, next month, January, the House of Representatives, 73 of them, we have to 72 of them we have to elect one person as Speaker and one person as Deputy Speaker for them to be able to lead them for the next 6 years. We have names on the table. We have Chief Funade Kopa, he's the current Deputy Speaker. We have Richard Nangwe Kung, who comes from the United Party and also Representative-elect of Mosibaro candidate number 11. We have Musa Hassan Belete, who is a new representative who was just elected from Nimba District number 7. He also comes from the CPP TK. Those are the names we're hearing. Let's talk about the Speaker first. Darius, do you know those people personally? Do you know them? And what's your own reading about them when it comes to the issue of being elected as Speaker?
Well, yes, I do know some of them. The only person I may not know in terms of legislative workings is that of Musa Belete. I think he's a new right, just coming to the legislature. So, except for that, I know those other people names you're calling. I covered them before, and I know their workings.
Great. All right. So let's start with Chief Funade Kofa. He represented the CDC for the later part of the 54th. He was Deputy Speaker. Then he's come back. He wants to be Speaker proper. What's the reading? What do you make of Funade Kofa's leadership? I mean, let me just throw this bone also. Most time we hear people in the corridor of the legislature, oh, he has a deep pocket. I mean, he has money. If he can influence anything in his interest. I mean, we are journalists. How do you look at that? Even some of the journalists are discussing that. So, firstly, how do you look at his leadership? What do you think of him? Do you think he could be a perfect choice with this new government? And then the issue of deep pocket. What do you look at that? How do you look at those, rather?
Well, when it comes to those names that you're calling for the speakership, honestly, I one person don't really like to hear the word deep pocket when it comes to legislative proceedings, right? Because to be a speaker, first you must be a lawmaker, you must be a representative. Once you are elected from your district, you are qualified to contest for the speakership. Because they got all the rules and set the distance by which one can contest. And if you look at the rules, there's nothing enshrined relative to deep pocket. So I don't like to hear the word deep pocket. It's not one of the categories you must have before you contest the speakership of the House of Representatives. The rules are there. You must be a lawmaker. And once you are a lawmaker, you can be a speaker. Once your colleagues elect you, you can be a speaker.
That's great. So basically, anyone who is elected from their constituency and they have the qualification, their colleagues are satisfied with them, they can be speaker. So it's not about who has money and who doesn't have. It's about leadership. Is that what you're saying?
Who has money, who does not have money. Once you are elected by your district, your constituency, when you are elected by your people, you are definitely qualified to be a speaker of the House of Representatives. Now, when it comes to leadership ability, you will say you have the leadership ability is because it's not always from your people elected you. So if your people don't show leadership ability in you, they wouldn't elect you to the legislature. So once you get on the legislature, you go through your laws, your rules given to you, and when you get better read your rules, you get better read national international issues, hey, you can be a speaker, you can preside. So that's the category to be a speaker. And you ask another question when it comes to the leadership of speaker and deputy speaker now, deputy speaker for the Kofa, who is wanting to be speaker. Well, frankly speaking, I remember when Fonati Kofa was elected as a deputy speaker, after which a former deputy speaker, Prince Moi, now senator of Gong County, was elected as senator. So that position was vacant and needed to have been filled in. It was on that basis that Fonati Kofa was elected, because he was a representative of Greg, who he is a representative, just got elected again. So on that basis, he recorded sorry why he's still holding in as a deputy speaker. But honestly, Prince, I really did not see much of that of a deputy speaker in Fonati Kofa, on grounds that Speaker Poverty was always there. One person who likes to go to work and don't really miss time in country except he's out of the country. So I really did not witness much of a presiding with that of Fonati Kofa. Remember, Fonati Kofa is a lawyer, again by profession, but legal-minded people, when it comes to the legislature, that space is a house of politics. There's not much about legal mind there. Laws is go by the laws. And that place sometimes, you hear the legislature talking, they are makers of their own rules. So at times they bend their rules and do what they want to do. That is not in the case of a law. So I really did not see much of Fonati Kofa in his presiding of a deputy speaker, those things that you say he would do, unlike other lawmakers, unlike other deputy speakers, and other speakers that we saw at the House of Representatives. I did not see much of a force or much of that influential person he said. What really he did that someone will classify as being highly influential, well, I really did not see it. I did not see it.
Great, and that's anything else. So, therefore, you have a little doubt that whether he's going to be a very good speaker. I'm sure that's why you're driving up.
Yes, being a very good speaker, we are putting because mind you, we only cover the legislature and we don't go in executive meetings, in executive sessions with those lawmakers. There are times, only a few times you sit in a committee meetings with them, in a plenary and other public hearing in the discussion. So when they are in the executive, you don't really know what they do in secret at times. Okay. So when you say influential, the word influential could mean that which of the bills has it brought? They brought to say, hey, this bill is in the interest of the vast majority of the people, and then when it passes, that's how you get influence. That's how I will classify him, my word, as an influential person to make things happen for the whole, and not only for your body. And mind you, the lawmakers voted to represent people, not to represent themselves. So things should not be in their interest, rather in the people they represent interest. So if it's their interest for your body, then I mean, in my mind, I wouldn't classify you as such. But in there, for the minds of the people, then you are influential because you were elected for the sake of the people. So I can't really tell you vividly which of the very influential bill that was sponsored by Representative Fonati Kofa up to the town as a deputy speaker, up to president. And so you can put me online. And again, I'm not saying that it cannot be a speaker or good speaker. And who is a good speaker? If the rules again will outline the role of a speaker, what a speaker should do, what a speaker should not do. So again, when you follow the rules good, then you can preside good. You understand it, you study it, you can preside. But hey, when it comes to who can be a speaker, I'll speak to you from experience and speak to you from things I've been seeing before. Now, Liberia has a legislative form of government, which of course you know. The legislature, the executive, and the judiciary. So mind you, it's not a parliamentarian form of legislature we have. We have a legislative form of government, wherein we have a president, we have the vice president, who is the president of the Liberian Senate and that of the Speaker. So any speaker that this kind of form of government should take, it should be somebody with the understanding and influence by the president of the Republic of Liberia. And I gave this to you, Prince, as an example. We can state many times, even a pro-tem who can be pro-temporary. All of the elections that we've been witnessing in Korea and the legislature most of it was influenced by the president. Yeah. When Eddie Johnson took over the first year, now Senator Eddie Slow, was voted in as Speaker from the NPP. But how long did he stay? If those listeners can remember the brouhaha that took, even though he was not removed, but he was streamed to resign as Speaker after his colleague wanted to move him as Speaker, and he went to court, and the court returned to Sanakuanti, and before they could come back to the capital ground, Eddie Slow resigned as Speaker because he was under pressure from the executive. So he stayed 1 year as Speaker and he resigned. And then Eric Starler was voted in, almost 9 years serving as Speaker. You also know how Eric Starler was removed as Speaker.
Great.
The noise came about from the president. There was under the president's influence that Eric Starler was elected as Speaker, stayed there ever so long, and when they broke away here in the president Ellen, and you saw what happened, you covered, you witnessed what happened. Let's go to the pro-tem as well. The pro-tem after as well, we talk about the legislature. So what I'm saying to you, when the president likes your influence, that's who, and the president chooses who. Most cases is the one that will be Speaker and is the one that will be pro-temporary on grounds, because if the president does not do that, fears that he may be impeached, because only the legislature will impeach the president. They have the impeaching power of the president. So it's on that basis that the president must have the influence over the legislature. So most cases, the president is the one that influences who can be Speaker and who can be pro-tem. In the case of the pro-tem, you remember again when Senator Asa Yanabo then won as pro-tem. When someone the king of sour grapes, his colleagues removed him. It was in favor of the president at the time. They put another pro-tem there.
Okay,
the only election the president did not really influence was the pro-tem election with Senator Ahmad Jala, and that of Joseph Nagbe, associate justice Joseph Nagbe, because the president said at the time they were lesser evil, so anybody will win. She would have worked with the two presidents. Just what happened. So she didn't really influence that process. But the election with Joe Taylor, now Vice President Joe Howard Taylor, and that of President Fine, the president now wanted Joe Taylor. She was the foremost. She was the rally talked about, but she didn't win. President Fine beat her 1 vote.
Yes, one single vote, and then
the House of Representatives. Emmanuel Nukwe, the president wanted Emmanuel Nukwe to be Speaker, and definitely he went away better. When it comes to 2017, 2018, George Weah wanted Bobo Chima to be Speaker, and Bobo Chima became Speaker on the post. He saw it. So what I'm saying to you,
so Dara's
the president will influence the one, sometimes be Speaker.
Okay. So let me join in there. Thanks so much for the lengthy explanation, and I hope that our followers will have some insight. I mean, both of us cover the legislature. I met you there sometime, and you let me know I'm still there. So it's good to have a discussion together and make sense of the discourse. Now, that is clear. The presidency will want to have a kind of influence on the legislature through the speaker. That is why they ensure that a speaker who is elected is the person they have chosen and is the person they are well pleased in. Now, with the current case at hand, Rachel Kuhn is now being proffered by the current government as the preferred person to be elected as speaker. He's going with Samuel Kogai, who also is will be a third term representative, and who supported the ruling party. I mean, what do you make? Do you think the ladder now is going the Richard Kuhn way based on the president-elect influence. It is evidence that it's not just an easy thing for an opposition to become speaker in the legislature. Is that what we're seeing now?
Yeah, well, that's what I said. Based on tradition, if tradition will be respected, then definitely I will tell you. But it's not on law, Prince.
It is not.
It's not in their book. It's not in their book. But I said tradition.
Yeah.
If tradition will be respected, and then if anybody will say that Richard Kuhn has the edge, for you, the Unity Party lawmakers aren't learning to reach the winning vote to be speaker, who be speaker, because speaker in the House of Representatives. Now, CDC has got 25 persons in the legislature, in the House of Representatives. Even that number cannot give them a speakership. They need to lobby with other lawmakers to reach the number to vote for who becomes speaker.
Yeah.
Now, so as I said, on the basis of the tradition and the practice of our form of government, if the CDC remains adamant and say, hey, we must produce the speaker because we got the number.
Because we got the number.
We can lobby with the independent lawmakers, and we can even lobby with other lawmakers from the Unity Party as well, and produce the speaker. If they stick to that, they can produce the speaker.
Yes.
But if that person is not in the interest of the president, it's not in the interest of the executive, because the form of government we got, then you see what will happen. It means the government will be stranded. Because if they won't hold ground to say, hey, and say we get the block, we win the speakership, and we're not going to let anything for the president just go to for us to just pass, and then you will know now what may happen. But if holding everything good, if the men for good and say, hey, Liberia will now reach a place that we must not have the speaker influence for the president, the president influence the president. Let's have a balanced government. It will be good if they mean them for good and not for themselves. If they do that, it will also be good. And we hope at the time to the president will not feel as though that, hey, because I don't have the speaker and then it's not working for me, I want to remove the speaker. Then you will hear a different story after the CDC shall have elected the speaker the one. Because if the speaker is elected, you must go in line again, not only with your colleagues, but again with the president, because you have to work according to the constitution of Liberia coordinatedly. You must work together and ensure that things happen for the country. So if they hold everything constant, the CDC got the number, but if they can pull the number. On the other side, if the Unity Party proffered Richard Kuhn, right? They can say, we got the presidency, we can also influence people from the majority black side and make our black stronger and produce a speaker.
Exactly.
So that also can happen.
Exactly. Thank you. Yeah, so let me just join you. So great. I mean, so that just it. So I mean, anything is possible here. But another thing here is, let's assume CDC says, I mean, we can't go for anything, even if the Unity Party that is the government in waiting wants to influence anything, we cannot go for it because we have the number, and then we will go to the election with our number and we're going to win the elections. The scary thing there is that you earlier on mentioned, the government might be strangulated because the executive will want certain things to happen in their will, and when the legislature is not going that way, they might hold a budget of lawmakers, they might not bring the budget on time, and then the government will not function. Are you looking at that too? What I'm looking at?
Yeah, but there's something, just what I said. And our principals understand that just over the weekend, the CDC party endorsed Fonati Kofa as the one they carry, right? And he must be careful. And now, from that, in my mind as a legislative reporter, I said that will play out too much against the CDC.
Exactly.
On grounds that it has never happened before. Imagine when in 2018, when President George Weah won as president, and then the CDC also had the a battle again.
Yes.
Let's take it as a battle. So the incoming government, which is the unity party, will say, hey, since they've been done, they want to do it as a battle. If we know this is our government, will we allow it? So if you have that fight, if the unity party sees it that way, and say, hey, you can't be, because if we get the presidency, and you can't get a figure, you will know now what another fight that will be.
Exactly.
You know what that fight that will be.
And in my opinion,
that also will be a fight.
That's it.
Be a fight. And Prince, at least for our form of government, from what I've been observing, there isn't a lawmaker who really stay on the opposition too long and nothing can happen in your district. And then you be crying on the ruling establishment. If sooner or now little features, Prince, you'll see most of the independent lawmakers drifting towards the unity party side, the ruling establishment side.
Yes.
Even on the CDC side. Trust me, you will see it, you will report it, you will cover it, you will hear that this other lawmaker from the CDC has gone to the side of the unity party. Even the outgoing President George Weah, President Weah has said it. President Weah has mentioned that they are somewhere going. So they are respected people when it comes to lawmaking. Yes, they are honorable, but when it comes to politics, they say nothing is nothing.
That is great.
I'm not here to just stay one place and party, because most of the time you hear lawmakers crying, the party did not really support me. I have still my money to win to go and vote because I went on the party name and the party did not give me all. So hell, why should I just be in line with the party, anything the party said? So I will have my right to change, to move on this party, and also that can interplay in this particular process of finding a speaker.
That's great.
Probably the unity party ready and say, hey, since they have come out, I get the strength, let me go inside and break this particular term. Because when you stop when you endorse, it means you establish a term. So that's again almost like a party election speakership will happen. I don't want to see it. They are not done that way easily. Because you cut across and say, let's wait, let's take everybody. But now if the city say, hey, we will endorse a candidate and we will not compromise a particular candidate, it will be a fight. And when it's a fight, and then things will be stagnant.
Thank you, that was great. So, I mean, we're having a very great conversation. So, yes, I mean, myself thought that, hey, this is a legislative thing. Why is it the citizens as a political party will come out and say we endorse it for the cover? Does this mean that the CDC wants to own the speakership at their property, that if Fernandez becomes speaker tomorrow, the CDC will pass around and post and say, look, we made a speaker, the speaker is our speaker, the speaker has to champion the cause of the CDC in the legislature. Those are things I'm looking ahead of time. So in my opinion, this has also bore a serious hold on the hope of Fernandez of becoming speaker. That's one. The second thing I want to ask you is that the names that are trying to pair with Fernandez, let's start with Thomas Fowler. I mean, the current chair of Waste, Means and Finance, the men who's, I mean, the staffers have crowded a name for they're cutting up their salaries. I mean, one point in time, we heard somebody saying, rural, Thomas Fowler, rural, Marissa, Thomas, rural, and all those kinds of things. Do you think the name Fowler, even associated with Fernandez Kofa, could just make matter worse for the CDC? Do you think so?
Well, when it comes to Thomas Fowler and Dana Fernandez Kofa, you remember, and you also know it's the record that Thomas Fowler is an Aborigine Genesis member of the Congress of Democratic Change. You know that? Unlike Fernandez Kofa, Fernandez Kofa comes from the side of the Liberia Party. So if for anybody, if for any reason, if you bring the president right now, President Joshua, and say on the basis of confidence and trust, he would like to tell you that I think I trust Thomas Fowler on grounds that Thomas Fowler has got no other party relations. He has got no other way. Since I brought him to the CDC, he has been supporting the CDC and they are trusting. But it's a different ballgame with that of the rest of the lawmakers. I may not know who is the president, outgoing President Weah was part of this induction of Fernandez Kofa. But in my mind, if they have brought the president to select, only everything comes from West Thomas Fowler coming from the CDC. The president may take Thomas Fowler on the basis of trust.
Okay.
And then the lawmaker now, they say, no, we're not charging you tomorrow, but let's trust for the takeover. Probably, since now he's a deputy speaker, he has got some experience, and then we can rely on him to continue this particular job. But when it comes to trust, and who has been in the party for long, so you bring the issue of Thomas Fala and for the takeover, I will tell you right now, it has happened already. They can change again. The CDC has endorsed, they have endorsed Thomas for the takeover. I don't know if Thomas Fala has agreed, but in as much as he's a lawmaker, and we have not heard anything to the endorsement or not, it means that he's square with it. So it's clear on the line. It means that Thomas Fala has agreed for the takeover to go as speaker.
Why he goes as deputy speaker? So I was asking. I mean, this is not something that I can mince my word on. We all know the tension that built out between Thomas Fala and the United Party in Lofa Kande, and we know the kind of name Thomas Fala had at the legislature is a negative one. Saying he began a chair on waste, Mr. Finance. There have been a lot of allegations of corruption, a lot of allegations of not allowing staff to receive even salary on time. And then even when the legislator comes for extraordinary setting, they start and can come to work for their bosses, they can get paid. I mean, you know the story. I was just asking, with the name associated with Thomas, with the name Fala associated with Fonati, can we say that it could have been matter more worse for the CTC? It is fine.
To be a deputy speaker?
Yeah, to be a deputy speaker.
But just get this, Prince. The black that will stand up to the day of the election to produce the speakership. It's the one that is out for the particular black that will produce the deputy speaker.
Yes.
Because the election is done such in a way that the chief clerk will preside for the conduct of the speaker election.
Yes.
And then the speaker will preside for the conduct of the deputy speaker election.
Yeah.
So it means that you will have selected or voted for the speaker already, inducted and conduct the election for all the officers of the legislature. The chief clerk will only do the election for
the speaker.
And then the chief clerk position ceases to exist because the chief clerk herself will be election.
Yeah.
Because that's an elected position. And then it will be the speaker that will be elected to preside for all the officers of the House of Representatives. So the speaker will preside for that of the one who will become the deputy speaker. So the speaker will already know who has been selected to be elected as deputy speaker and other officers of the House of Representatives. So the black that will produce the speaker side, definitely that black can select anybody of that kind to be the deputy speaker.
Great.
So it could be Thomas Fala, it could be the name you're talking about from Bondoka, listen to him, for district number 6, most of the county.
Summer Indus.
Yes, So once that black produces the speaker, and that black will also produce the leadership of the House of Representatives, because those are no position as appointed position by the speaker for 2 years, and then he can change after another 2 years.
Yeah.
So once that black produces the speaker, that black will produce the leadership of the legislature, unless that particular speaker wants to have a balanced House of Representatives, then you say on the side that will contest with him, hey, let me choose you as a committee chair on this. But it will be the statutory committee, it will be that particular black will produce all members of statutory committee of the House of Representatives.
Great. Thank you so much, Dara. So we got 2 more things to talk about. 2 minutes we can do that. So let's look at Rachel Kuhn and Samuel Kogai leadership, deputy speaker and speaker proper. Samuel Kogai will be going for his 3rd legislative term. He's won 3 times now. And Rachel Kuhn is going for the 2nd term. He's come from a very disciplined background as a financial. He taught accounting at the University of Liberia for so many years. In fact, he has vast knowledge in financial leadership and even administrative leadership. How will you see Kuhn Kogai leadership if it goes their way?
Well, honestly, if Kuhn wins the speakership, he will prefer the name he just called to be his deputy speaker, because they worked together before.
Samuel Kogai.
He will prefer Samuel Kogai. You remember Samuel Kogai was also opting for the deputy speaker position.
Yeah.
And when the time Kova won the
exactly.
and luckily for him, he has won again. His eyes is still on the race. So I can tell you, his eyes is still on the race, at Prince.
So it will
be a good match for Richard Cook.
Great. It will be a good match for Richard Cook. Ekun wins his speaker position. He prefers going with Samuel Koga because they both of them have worked together before, and it's going to be a good match for him. They can be a great team to work in the interest of the Liberian people in the legislature. Finally, the lone female, Mama Briggs Mensah from District 6, Bone County. She's there. She's not declared no side, any side yet, rather, but she's there. She's vocal too. What do you make of her?
So she can also be a stabilizer because she's a female.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be bad to have a balance and you have a stabilizer in the House of Representatives as a deputy speaker. I don't think that has happened before. So it will be a stabilizer fish. She has not taken any side. And then it means that she's hoping to work on the other side. So it means that if somebody sees it on the basis of the women's solidarity and you want to have women in position of such, you can say, let me just bring her on board. The speaker will be elected and say, hey, based on my police, I beg you guys, let's vote a woman to be a deputy speaker and that can be changed. So she's staying on both sides for other side.
Great, Darasina there, my colleague Darasina, who are reporter from the legislature. He currently works with the Ministry of Information, Cultural Affairs and Tourism. He's still a journalist. Daras, thanks for joining us. It's been great having you on this platform to lay your thoughts on what we think or what you make of the current debate of Capitol Hill as it relates to the speaker and the deputy speakership election. We're going to continue the discussion on this. We're going to have most of our colleagues having that. But finally, just to say one or two things as we take leave of you. What do you have to say as we close up with you?
Well, just to say thank you, and I'd like to again erase this from on. I've listened to a lot of our guys on the Zero radio station talking about they're not mentioning the rules on what wants to be speaker. Rather, some are saying deep pocket, some are saying your ability to preside. You will not know I can preside until you try me. So it's not on the basis of deep pocket. We should now, legislative reporters should not be saying that if there's not in the rules. So if you say the speaker must have a deep pocket, it means that. So if the speaker is to have a deep pocket and give it to you, and the speaker wants something to pass, you will tell him, Mama, come and sign. So we shouldn't say deep pocket. Let me look at that those that want to vote. We were just discussing, we now part of the poor voting thing. But let us look at the interest of the country, right? Those our voters, those lawmakers are listening. Please look at what this country needs right now. What it needs for the people. It's not need for yourself again. Don't go vote on what you will get. Because the speaker is going to produce a speaker to preside for you, or speaker for the country. So what that speaker will do, it will have a real outright effect on the nation. It's not on the basis for you. You only want to vote for your speaker. But if you want a deep pocket, and then in my mind, it wouldn't be good. So our guys should not say or do this conversation or speakership or protest on the basis of deep pocket, but rather every lawmaker that is elected, you can be a speaker. Let's look at the rules. What constitutes the rules to be speaker, and let's read that. It's not on the basis of deep pocket. Thank you again, Prince, for the good work, and continue.
Thank you so much. That's my colleague Dara Sina. He's been on the line with me from his home. Well, folks, this is it. This is Focus on Liberia. This is what we do here. And of course, once again, I'm coming to you live and direct from the Liberian capital, Monrovia. Well, so this is just the introductory part of this discussion. Next presentation, we're going to profile the candidates who have expressed interest to be speaker and deputy speaker at the legislature, specifically the House of Representatives. We're going to profile them. Who are they? What are their track records? Where have they served? Where have they worked? How did they perform there? Why should we elect them? Someone will say, this integrity government, because I'm not saying that that's what Liberia has said. Bwaga government going to be an integrity government. Bwaga is a man with integrity, the man that hates corruption. The man that will not allow anybody to spoil his government because of corruption. So what sort of speaker with Joseph Boakai won? With the names that we're hearing, what sort of speaker will he won? You know, even though Rachel Kun from his party, I heard, and I can confront this, that he has given Rachel Kun his blessing, and he said he wants Rachel Kun as speaker. But anything can happen during legislative elections. I mean, the process over there, anything can happen there. Lawmakers can agree on one thing today, tomorrow they agree on another thing based on political reason that Darrell was saying. Based on political reason, they can go for something because nobody wants to be the legislature, and maybe you are not closer to the president, to the presidency. You are not closer to the power that be. Not that everything about you going to be influenced. We saw government under President Salif. President Salif did not, police the legislature to do things all the time the way she wants it. But hey, she wanted a speaker that, to some extent, could listen to her at time. Even though the legislature under President Salif was very robust, I can say that you had the late Mona Perrin Youngblood, the late Julia Perrin. I was there. I was reporting there. Solomon George. Sir Joseph, Akaras Moses Gray, those guys were opposition legislators. They could stay in the throat of the ruling party. You have Dr. Buffer Chimas today, who is the speaker. And so, it doesn't mean that when the speaker comes from the ruling party, everything going to be like, just come and pass, like when you whistle water in the water. No. But again, the African politics, the president will want the speaker to come from that side. So, like I said, the next edition of this show, we're going to profile the individuals who have come to contest and why should they go and what kind of speaker Liberia should want. The current speaker, Speaker Chambers, Menada Yega Kolba was staying in a pew on the floor. And it says, my communication was brought to the speaker. He didn't put it on the floor because the speaker has the right, like I said. The speaker peruses communication. He peruses the agenda before they are finally drafted and printed. They are finally printed for the day. Before the agenda comes on the floor, the speaker sees it. He's satisfied with it. He says, yes, go ahead and print this thing. The speaker also has the right to amend the agenda while the session is going on. Something that is not on the agenda, you can say, look, we got to amend it because this is critical, it's crucial. So please, somebody can make a motion for S, Y, and Z to go there. He doesn't need to talk it louder. He just calls somebody to a chair, to a season, approach the chair, tell him, say, go and make motion for S, Y, and Z to happen. That's the kind of power the speaker has. The speaker has the power to appoint members on statutory and standing committees of the legislature, of the lower house, or the House of Representatives. They put those are too. But at the Senate, they can do election. At the lower house, appointment. So, folks, this is it. This is why the speaker position is very powerful. Do we still want to see our speaker taking up a $2 million budget a year? No. Do we want that? Or are we saying no, the speaker budget is too huge? Let me explain why he or she is doing with the budget with that amount of money. So lots of things to talk about. It is a time for the Liberian people to own this thing. Talk about it too. It's not only journalists you know what it means to become speaker. You have heard the copies of the budget are available on the internet, on the website of the Ministry of Finance, and the lawmakers have it. You know how many the speaker makes per budget year? Is that something laudable? The next speaker that come in there, people fighting for their position to go there. Is it because of the money basic? Or are they going to work in the interest of the country? Or are they going to go there to make sure things happen for their colleagues? Folks, thanks for following me. This is how we take leave for you on the edition of the show. Almost an hour presentation. My name is Prince. I'm going to be here on Wednesday with another fascinating edition of the show. This time around, every Wednesday, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, I'm going to be in the studio with Focus on Liberia inside Liberia. Then I'm also going to be outside in a few on the other days to ensure that we bring you happiness in Liberia. We're going to be out. You heard about the subpoena by the court to subpoena Jefferson Kochi to produce a living body of Valley Taylor into the murder case of Chala Musu and involving Councillor Golo Mozuska and members of the family. We're going to go into the community. We hear people voice on that. Of course, the accident of Joshua, who is supporter of the CDC, was died at the hospital. It's alleged that he was brutalized by supporter of the United Party. The police is investigating that. We also heard in the news today that Plebo-Sodoke District Representative-elect Anthony William Holmes was attacked this morning by unknown men. It's reported that the police arrested 6 persons in connection to that. We've spoken to the police spokesperson. He cannot confirm or deny that. We're going to follow all that on tomorrow. So many things to talk about. But it's good to be here tonight. My name is Prince Mbawa. Do join me tomorrow for other live broadcasts. Join me here on Wednesday. I'm going to be at the same time, the same platform, the same office, the same human being, the same name, the same voice. Thanks for being there. Bye-bye. I'm out.